Good morning to everyone. Maybe it's already the evening, maybe it's already night, and you're deep in your slumber. And that I have a very concerning question. Why are you watching this stream? No. But still, everyone is happy. Yeah, that's it. Everyone is happy. Thank you for watching the stream. Have a lovely start in the week. See you next time. No, I know. I wanted to say that I am happy for everyone who joined the stream. Okay, so as the title has maybe suggested that I might not do a lengthy stream, and I think being in an investigation state might be beneficial in that case. Why there was a notification? I should maybe do that. Okay. I keep forgetting that I'm most of the time like that. I keep forgetting turning or switching the mode on Discord from online / like server away or idle to do not disturb, because otherwise I get distracted so easily. But that's fine. That's fine. We are chill. We chill out here. Okay, how about we start with Okay, sorry, that I wanted to see if I'm a bit confused about OBS, because like there's a little button to my recent events tab, and one of it's usually there's like a repetition symbol, like 2 arrows like forming a circle, and then there's some that have a check mark on them, and apparently the check mark is still a button to press to like repeat a already an event. Okay, we're gonna continue. I'm probably what? Wait, hold on. No, wait. That isn't... We're already at the trial? Oh, that might be an issue. I thought we were gonna like search for more. No, we did not. We already were search. Oh god. My brain is mush. I cannot remember what I've ate this breakfast. And it was 10 minutes ago. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. Oh, it was Phoenix. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. How did it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder. They wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Emma, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I've up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we've dealt. Isn't it right, Miss Kai? Do what you have to do, Miss Wright. And we will. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... Oh, hesitation. Okay. I'm afraid you have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. So hold on. Wait. Are you ready, Edgeworth, or not? Where are you heading at? Where are you heading at? But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the hobby... I'm sorry. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Miss Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. Oh, it is, buddy. Oh, yes. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. No, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? It's called confidence, baby. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the It's gonna be a lovely stream, I have the feeling. And what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Hey, no. Oh boy, things are getting wild from the get-go. No. Oh no. Oh no. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. My name is Mike Meekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be the murderer, sir. Oh my goodness. So you're telling us you are the professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I am the one who did it. I'm what? I'll never kill anyone. Fucking hell. I will never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we like to... Sir, I am what you'd call... Sir, I'm what you call a part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose action adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Miss Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Miss Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for lack of enthusiasm. Oh hell no, he is. I don't know what his aim is. I don't know what his I don't know. Oh, hey Septa, how you doing? I might have misnamed the the stream because I thought we have one more day of investigating, but no, it's a trial. Just got up. Yeah, good morning. Okay. I don't know if I'm able to do this voice, but okay. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I thought for my life, and then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. For the cross-examination, I will not do that voice, but it's fun. It's fun. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto to others before they unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense begins its cross-examination. Okay, so does Meekins believe he is the murderer just because he can't remember exactly what happened? Or because of the shock? Or maybe he heard that the man that he encountered in the room is suddenly dead, and his conclusion therefore is that he had to be the murderer. Because I doubt fully that he is somehow tangled into webs of blackmail or something else, or like in a similar position than Lana Skye. Because Lana Skye is protecting something. Be it her dignity or someone else, who knows. Or secret. Yeah, we'll never know for now. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I need more info to work with. Yeah, more information, yes please. Crime reports. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned... Wait, what is your normal duty, actually? You work in the general... Okay, affairs department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Oh, yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not originally performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. Okay. Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief of the detectives, sir. I'm still bummed out that I cannot get any fingerprints on the Blue Badger. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. It was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very important mission, indubitably. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that they relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, hold on. Who got the blue hand? Like, we need to see who got the blue hand. Oh. So that's why you went to the evidence room. tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you needed an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. Yeah. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? True. There it is! I found it! There's a one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. Oh no. Oh, buddy. It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number is shown as being used twice. Shit! Oh no. Please explain, witness. Oh, it's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. It's 24 minutes. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Ah, on your left hand. True. Maybe you'd just keep your cool. Well, you wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Oh. Okay. So, there must be some blood traces from Meekins on the collar of the man in the room. Of it, you know... Oh, do we have a picture? Do we have a picture of parking lot floor? We probably don't. We only have evidence room floor. Yeah, we only have... We don't have a picture of Mr. Goodman, or like fully, or any or like evidence that he had the blood on his collar. Sadly, that is a bummer. I thought for my life, then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say did it? I know I don't look like a type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. Oh no. The man let his guard down for just an instant, and so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performing a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. Oh, he must have been desperate. Oh my goodness, yes. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right into my face, sir. Okay, and after he passed out. What about... Okay, about what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. But no. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Hmm? Your mission? Yes, sir. Okay, the blue... Okay. Ah. The Blue Badger, sir. I rode him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. We now have a fairly accurate depiction of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. What? Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Wait, what? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regards to that, sir? Oh, okay, wait. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me, just this morning. Chief Gant, that's not good. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? HVS. VHS. Sorry, VHS. Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage of from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and it was told it had been mistakenly erased. That is quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. A true soldier in that case. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Oh yeah, it isn't the best. We can work maybe on it. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word, murder. Sir, it scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Where's the camera positioned? Oh, the battery. Oh, it scared me a bit. Okay, no, I know where we are looking at, how we're looking at. Is it truly Mr. Goodman? Is it truly Mr. Goodman? Oh, there's 3D, wait. The worst camera ever! Holy shit! Please, stop moving! Wait, go back. What? Stop. Wait. I need to, okay, I'm looking at my own YouTube stream because I need to see something. I need to see, okay, the furthest left locker room. Yes, okay. Yeah, no, we got it. We are, okay. We cannot see. However, something has changed. Something has changed drastically. It's maybe minute visually, but the information was telling, and I think we got something. I feel them so much. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wiggling piece of plywood? Sir, that's the pure pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? When does it ever? Oh, can we watch it? Can we watch it again? Or maybe like... Yeah. Okay, yes, it does. We can... Okay, one thing. Firstly, thank you that the music isn't playing additionally. That's good. This is the one locker. That scared me the heck out of. We cannot see that. But this one, this locker that's like currently out of frame, doesn't have the white cloth in it. Wait. Also, can we go watch it again? Wait, watch. I need to look at something else. There's the smear, and okay, the fingerprint is still present. Okay, so the fingerprint does not correlate to the crime scene. You have to analyze it in a bit anyway. Okay, so I am already ahead. Got it. Okay, got it. Oh, I think Mr. Marshall is in deep trouble, but we only know. We know nothing actually. We know. That's it. No, we have hypotheses, but we don't have any clear. Or is it actually clear? And I'm just stupid. We like, okay, well, yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone. In the evidence room, wait, I didn't tap. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Mystery Man. His face can't be clearly seen. Okay, his face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. We couldn't check the corpse in the sense of, did the corpse of Mr. Goodman had all fingers? Was there like one maybe already, borrowed? The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. It must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. But what was it with the red light? Was it not already open? Would it mean that it wasn't already open? What's this about the fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim and the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. My notation would be a bit grim for a game for teens now. It's good, yeah. True. I guess so. I don't know, I'm trying grasping at straws at that point, just having any clue. Wait, I wanted to see the starting. We will analyze it if you say, but something bothers my mind. something bothers my mind as well. Off, off, off. All the this one is on. Does it mean it's defective or that it is open? And it's not. It isn't that big of an issue to just take whatever is in the locker. Also, the 3D movement of Mr. Goodman and Mr. Meekins were, I don't know, it jump scared me a bit. It's really interesting. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Yep, we don't know well. This cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradiction. That's where I have to start. Mystery Man. It's gonna be clearly seen in the video. Yeah, what's up with that? Were you able to get a good look on him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, it must be labeled people as having seen or not seen. If you must label people as having seen or not seen, the man's face, as I believe I would be classified as the latter. The latter, but you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point that you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, honey, adrenaline, stress, and trying to survive. Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not that kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see? That's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. No, you... But there's no question it was Detective Goodman. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label... that's the same. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins... Oh. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Oh no, we're not. Now please, be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. Okay, so there was nothing. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. We need to push on this. Yeah, about these lockers. I think it was already open beforehand. It had to be. It was lit on. But I wasn't sure which color it was when we did investigation the investigation ourselves in the evidence room. I cannot remember the correct color. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. Why did you do that? They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If a man opened a locker's door, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. The locker unquestionably... How do you know that information? I heard rumors, sir. From people I know, sir. People in the know. The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. Can you name it, please? Please, anything reliable, share it share it the class, because otherwise I don't know. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him, no one else could have unlocked it. No other way, you sure? However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. So, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand. It was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Yes, Mr. Wright, let's check the code. Yeah, let's go. Yes. Is there a problem with the security video? There is a problem. Regarding the video containing on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Technically, two. I have one, but which one do I need to... Okay, there are two things wrong with it. The change of the left locker, not the one that Mr. Goodman opened, but the one that was, in the end, having like a little white fabric sticking out of it. And the light on the locker that Mr. Goodman... Mr. Goodman's locker, the light above it. It was lit on. It mean it was... Please wake up, thank you. Does it mean that the locker was already opened, or was it already faulty or had an error? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. Okay, we need to point out the cloth. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Objection! Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in this video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have pointed out the problem in the video. It's the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Oh, thank goodness about this. Take a good look at this to be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Who knows? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's the contradiction that indicates that... Oh, that made me... Holy shit. I didn't even start it, just absolutely snapped into... Please. The thing that's strange about the video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Do you mean me, sir? As I understood it, the locker apparatus works like this. Okay, this worked as well. When you grab a handle, the sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. Wait, reads your fingerprint. Full stop. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understood it, sir. The music. So? If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Okay, it's automatic. I cannot. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Okay, here. Notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by the electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh no! It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would have detected and report any malfunction. Well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, so you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system sensor. Something jammed the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video? Yeah, I thought so too. There got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause. Wait, go for back, rewind. Oh, okay. That is cool. Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh man. You could have... Oh. What's this? Something white. 1 second. Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my expertise that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and we can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggered was... The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? It needs to like play from the beginning all the time. It's like... This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. inserted in the door, closing. Oh wait, but the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would have need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker and the door? It has to be rubber glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that that was in the victim's locker. Oh yes, we can. It has the tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but it isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Mr. Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir. Order. So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom the witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Objection!
Not to be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm sure you are saying, I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is that a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Mr. Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use the ID card. That can be stolen. Oh no, when an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes. Without a doubt, that is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Oh boy. There's no other thing that proves the man is... So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid. Do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, bruh, I would... I'd even give it V for victory sign. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's see him out fully. As we have seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Is there that card hanging from your neck, one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it in here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID is closing it. Maybe I should have just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please prosecute with your testimony. When ID card is used, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the name? According to this. Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Oh, not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor could hide evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stand it. Why is there a child in his murder trial? What the fuck? It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Mr. Poor Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. Honestly, yeah. Imagine showing a child snuff films. Hey! Oh man. Parent of the fucking year. Yeah. Get a nanny. Just let him stay at home. Isn't there also like school or something? It's like roughly 10 a.m. But okay. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Earlier, I believed you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was to show it to you. Maybe they are preschool. It's still like open at 10 fucking a.m. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he's just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Okay. Gonna save. Just to be sure. There's one other thing that proves the man was a Detective Goodman, sir. You enter the evidence room, one must use the ID card. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. We have Goodman's ID card. It was found in the prosecutor's office. But it can be easily be stolen. Will you stop yawning, please? Who is the 7,777,777? That who is it? Why is it missing? Why do I think it was? Oh no! I think I know who that is. Fucking chief of the police department, Ghent. What was his name? Cannot go to the names, sadly. At the time of his crime, the detective has used his card. Half-written document dated to like February 21st. It can only be submitted to the chief of police. Okay, so wait, 9. That is Mike Meekins' number. I had a theory that someone with 49, like to writing like the snippet paper about the evidence. However, I doubt that he was actually the murderer and try and filled it, and maybe it was the No, wait. No. Let's keep it aside. I am awake. ID and lost item says nothing. Just that it was Bruce Goodman. And the date and the beginning number of okay, so at the time of the crime the detective had used his card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it, and to enter the evidence room one must use the ID card. Maybe I'm thinking too hard. Maybe I'm thinking way too hard. Maybe I just need to show the Goodman's ID. Maybe, I don't know.
Objection!
Oh, I thought too hard. It was so simple. Wait one moment, Mr. Mr. Meekins. I am not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I meant the other crime scene. Of course, yeah, that's where we found it as well. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. That's interesting. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman has lost something on the day of the crime. Okay, the information that something was lost. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Oh, he made a mistake because he didn't have his ID card. I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can mean only one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Oh boy, does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. But wait, compliment? Allow me to summarize the defense argument. Okay. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room, Miss Officer Meekins, encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must innovate. No, it's inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing at your finger around. Yeah, cannot be... I understood, yeah. Inevitably, as in cannot be avoided, yeah. I knew the meaning, the semantics, but I, like, phonetically, just my brain shut off that moment. Only moments ago, okay, we said that. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you're gone to such length to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining. Oh man, the defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the time of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness, trustworthy my ass, observed the moment of the defendant used the murder weapon. She's not trustworthy. I cannot. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Listen to pronunciation. Okay.
Inevitably.
Inevitably. Yeah. Okay. Who exactly was the victim Mr. Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... Please, what can I do? How am I supposed to get myself in this mess? I'm gonna object. Objection! Because we know in the video there's also something faulty. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you are objecting to what you're just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the murder. Miss Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. For that incident. This might be my only chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do we have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Oh, I will not be... Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. It is a surprise! He is in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. It's actually fascinating that Edgeworth didn't consider to at least question the Cowboy Ranger about the room and the security, the camera system. Fortunately, he knows he works in the police department. We should need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30 minutes recess while the witness is subordinated. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Recess, puff, recess, puff. Get 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up. Ooh, a lot is... Let's say... I don't know. I don't know. There's no stopping. There's no stopping you in this, in there. Mr. Wright? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured out everything out. I haven't figured out anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always knows everything. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to tip-top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier places, people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought why I ask? Oh. You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? For what? Never in a million years would I have thought this was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I needed them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. We have only, what, not less than 25 minutes to go through this whole stack of things. I thought it would be like one single map, but hearing that it was a serial murder case, and of course there are multiple stacks of paper, minimum. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is here? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Drake killings. The Joe Drake? No, Lana. It's over. Emma, wait! Yeah, you know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake, Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma Sky. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back in the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. Oh, did I use an R? Just Gaunt? The Gaunt or Jaunt? Gaunt. Demon Gaunt. I'd better take a good look at this file. Good luck, buddy. Good fucking luck, buddy. Yes, I would like to save. Oh man. Oh man, I could technically also be standing up and stream. Can I tilt my monitor? Okay, not that far. A little bit. It is not very helpful. Okay, now it's gonna be a project for the future years. Will the court now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Oh, Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly across intersection when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You mean a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Oh, yeah, okay, get it. Oh, man. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime, on the day the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchid. That said, I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. 2? If I remember right, I wasn't at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. He wants to go right back. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't... I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by two security system? Oh, okay. We get it already, like, right now already, the information. That's good. I mean, the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeries are those? It's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. He's pretending. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Okay. How exactly do you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security room monitor. Wait, I was too fast. Can I go back? Time dice in there. I was just at caretaker for an interread the recordings. You interread them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing part of my life. Okay, no. Okay, maybe that was the neighbor. Okay, no, I got spooked by noise. Sudden noise. This guy has the flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but it ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? And you heard a word I said, partner? I told you, that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. I can't say I do. You were part of the investigation. I haven't been in that cryptic in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? And he's like so lengthy. Besides, the room is protected by 2 security systems. Anyways, you used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. This is... come on. Don't play that dumb. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles can't be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. I know that now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. Do you have any alibis? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunch can beat the parlous Vonglor Spedia pasta. I don't even try. I will not even try. Do you mean to tell us you abandon your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope that this is at least... I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is unusual where Edgeworth says... Did you not want a raise this year? I'm just an innocent traveling man, just... So you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Mr. Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Okay, Born Orchid said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but it ain't my style. One is missing. Apparently hidden dew. Besides, the room is protected by 2 security systems anyways. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon when it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. The trail, I was besides the room spread by 2. Anyways. I have the feeling, wait one sec. What we're gonna do is firstly save. Secondly, I would like to see his reaction to the ID card record. I might lose something, but I would like to see how he would react to it.
Objection!
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness statement? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, fuck. No, okay, no, okay. That's okay. But it ain't my style. Okay, doesn't want to... Wait, didn't he say something about... Evidence are only assigned evidence pins can unlock it, indicator lamps up when it's open. Security video room. Oh yeah, we could check it. Closed. For they sentenced their victims. Wait, go back. What was it? Neil Marshall. Okay. Family related. Oh, so Kirby, not Kirby! Not Kirby! Jason Knight. Oh, not Hollow Knight. No, it's... But okay, Kirby, RP, but the most important part, Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witness Lana Skye, Emma Skye. investigators. Exclusive, Gamon, Gant, Lana, Sky. But also witness? Okay, I asked. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman, investigation and investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Okay, so one of who died. Okay, that's need to keep track. I'm supposed to make 3 times a day, but it ain't my style. My job was to keep an eye at the boar orchid. Rooms protected by 2 security systems. What happens if I instant man travel? You have a trump card and best. Okay. Keep up the ante. Oh man, like. The job was to keep an wary eye. But then, what the fuck did you. You didn't like even watch.
Objection!
You haven't. What? Like, if you have. They're faulty. Oh no, it's sorry, but I can't stand up for 40. Fuck. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, my logic for here was, you say you keep an eye at the bone orchard, like about like the room, right? In that case, I'm like wondering, like, how did you miss? The video table was supposed to make videos today, but they ain't my style. By 2 systems. Anyway. Oh no, we need to wait, hold on. Maybe I'm overcomplicating this.
Objection!
Technically, this is a 3rd one. It is. Hi, Elias. Take a nice nap. Bro. Okay, no, that's unpredictable. He said the 2 security system. Oh, like to the camera and the ID card thingy. Right? And then I'm just like, okay, you forgot the 3rd one. With the ID card. But no, it's not. Hang on, wait. Press and squeeze you. You used to be a detective, and you used to the evidence from the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't that good with mechanics. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. It's quite incredible. The sensor on the locker handle cannot be seen. As well, it's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem to have to. Oh my goodness. Oh no, if I wanted to go and look at the evidence. When the place I was eating spaghetti and just what do you mean? Kelsey, I've been the place. No, this is do you just immediately like go in for the thing? Oh, you know what? Keep an eye in the wary orchard. The set is supposed to make rounds about 3 times a day, but it ain't my style. Goodman, autopsy, no. Note, Elena, parking lot for. You know what? You know what? I actually don't. Actually, what? No, I don't care. I will try to immediately go with this. Thank you. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that you are being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I am the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminoid test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the bloodstained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. I think my main issue is that I overthink stuff and it's much easier. But Phoenix said I wanna like get the ante higher, and I'm just like, okay, I need to go with something else first, and then that was a bad idea. Like I said, I will say it normally and quicker. It's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained fingerprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Not quite. I love to use the video evidence for this specific testimony. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy hiding something, I can feel it. At my fingertips. Now's the chance to prove it. It's a lengthy one, isn't it? Oh, wait, 7? No, only 5. It felt like he was talking forever. Okay, we're gonna speedrun this. That's because how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right, Dad, and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over the locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint clock all this time without ever knowing it. One of them I just happened to be in the same room. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. The locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprints were by chance. Was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue that just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The bloodstains and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. Okay. One's got to do with a breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. That's right, although seemingly alike, they were totally different. I don't see what harmonizes... what harmonies have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be alone, but I still do my job. I keep up my reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, although to be left by the murderer. That's right. The one I found it on the detective's gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place his hand on top of Mr. Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's it. The security tape. As long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue with your testimony, Mr. Marshall. Too bad it was me in that video, right, partner? I think it was. What do you mean by that? You wanted to tie me into this crime, isn't it right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Objection!
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera is panning back and forth, and the floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection!
We don't have time for your speculation, Mr. Wright. All that we are dealing with are speculations, Mr. Edgeworth. And a few evidence sprinkled on top of it. You were busy. We'll come back. What did I miss? We were questioning Officer Meekins, and he was really sure that he is the murderer of Mr. Goodman, and also that he encountered Mr. Goodman in the evidence room. However, not really. Like, there's one, we found a video, like a videotape, that perfectly covered, in quotation mark, Mr. Detective Goodman's face. But we also found out that the Goodman's locker was open the whole time, and a rubber glove, an insulator, was between the lock and the sensor of the locker, meaning that it could have been opened by anyone. And also concluded that so it doesn't have to be Mr. Goodman who entered the room. And now we are like cross-examining the good old partner, bruv, yeah, good old partner, what's called, Jake Marshall. We also found out, you know what was really kind of, look, the SL incident files from 2 years ago. We were given this pile of information of a completely different, in quotation mark, completely different case. What? But not only that, it was a serial murder. But however, here's the thing: the witnesses were Lana Skye and Emma Skye, but also the investigators were Demon Gant and Lena Skye, like the chief of police, and as well as like one of the investigators to this case is Jake Marshall, that is currently on the witness stand or being examined. You know the cherry on top that we also found out that one of the victims in this serial murder of 6 is Neil Marshall, a family member of Jake Marshall. Also, sadly, Kirby died in that as well. RRP. Also, the video, you will soon see the videotape. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that contradicts Officer Marshall's was present, please do so. Oh, I will show you, bitch. Absolutely. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video, please. Show us... Oh, only 2? Oh, that's cute. Show us the incrementing... Why is so skipping so fast? No. What is this? Forward is... Oh yeah, no, I let it run for you. That's the video. Someone is walking past the camera. The angle of the camera is just perfect. Then the locker was opened. But what we can see, not pause, go backwards. Rewind J. To go backwards, before you opened it, it was lit all the time. Here. And... No! I pressed the wrong button! No, I was... No! Fuck off. It was a misclick! It was a misclick! Oh my god.
Objection!
Bruh. Yeah, panning and so on, and I was familiar with the camera's position. They could be flee without being caught on camera. Yada, present, please do show evidence. Okay. I wanted to showcase Blob. How... Okay. I will fast forward it. I will... What's fast forwards? Enter, okay. Okay, it's... The one in the middle, that's the Blue Badger, the mascot of the police department made by Detective... Then there's Mr. Meekins walking in. Then there was a fight happening. Suddenly Meekins is on the floor. And... What? And then... There we go. There we go. This is what I wanted to show. Suddenly, there's a white cloth in Officer's Marshal locker. It wasn't there in the beginning of the video. But now there is something sticking out of it. Probably put in a hurry. Not paying attention that there was something sticking out. It's a mistake I'm afraid we'll soon not forget, Officer Marshal. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Brah. Very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words, not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind. Let's rewind. I cannot. Let's rewind the video a bit. Bit faster. That's Mr. Meekins unconscious on the floor with the good man's locker opened. Ta-da! Magic trick! It disappeared! The white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshal? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshal, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. It was seen that was... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. No way. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Oh, buddy. You are not good with technology, I give you that. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in it. It's not my fault. He happened to choose mine. What's everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Because you... God goodness. This guy is way too Texan for technologies. Absolutely goodness. I think, what is it, like the wheel is already the biggest technology that he have seen. Next to a tea kettle. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade. Knife. Knife is just a really sharp stick. That's something else. That's something simple. I hate you to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call you a bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. Also, what is with the unstable jar? Shit. Oh yeah, we know. I just only that has to be. Fingerprint sensor? Yeah, he doesn't really know. Oh man. Oh sweetheart. Oh sweetheart. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. But what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Ooh. I only got one word for you, partner. No! So... Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ollie, please answer the question. What is he now? A bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no way for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that is so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Officer Marshall was standing right here. But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Goodman, yeah. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up as Detective Goodman.
Objection!
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. He saw the man's face. He'd know for sure.
Objection!
Oh no, he was panicking. I may point out though that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked for him to show his card, sir. Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond? Ow. He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We've got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial. He's still denying it. You're going to have to look better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. Open your fucking locker. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. You said that before. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I see the fear in your eyes, partner. It seems you have one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Oh, Edgeworth to the rescue. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you have run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be Mia. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that he came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think his locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense argument, the Officer Jake dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that the white cloth is sticking out of the locker seemed to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered videos. Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. Okay, now I have an issue. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why. Oh my goodness, dude. It's still blue. I think we're gonna do a little bit. Where's backwards rewinds J? That was the rubber glove from a different case. But it doesn't look like he has a glove, or it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. And forwards and then Meekins. Pause. Suddenly there's blood. Wait, was the blood also before? Hold on. Back. I think it was invisible. Yeah, it was invisible. That's the back side. And probably we cannot see when he entered the room. I'm just gonna make sure. I think that's it. Wait. No. Okay. Ah, wait. Hold on. Can we? What's the picture? No, that's I need the picture of Lana. Why has Lana the code? What? code is in the... That's you know, that's even... That doesn't make sense. Look, okay. Now I'm confused. It has... Okay, you're both right and wrong, Blob. Because this picture was taken at the parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Where in this trunk, Goodman is lying in it, or the corpse of Goodman. For some reason, Lana is being suspected as being the murderer of Goodman, because she was found like this. Or a picture was taken like it. And she, and now that looks eerily similar to the later scene we're gonna do forward. I think we can... Maybe it's very similar. We're gonna just fast forward. How did also like... Okay.
Take that!
Maybe it ain't the same, but for some reason you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered. Oh, yeah, no, that maybe is a code similar to Goodman's, but it's not the same. Maybe that's the simplest solution. And entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. Yet? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent than you were as we were today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would we? Officer Marshall, tell us the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Oh boy. Even that is okay, cross-examination. Got it. I had it to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's only one thing I still don't understand. Traces of large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is that he is the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Oh man, oh boy, oh man. Okay, but whenever, like when we need to pressure him about why he did that, we have at least the connection of his brother or his relative being murdered of the SL9 case. Marshall's confession. I did it that day. because the statute of limitation would have run out for the older 2-year-old case. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end within the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident is not done. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence.
Hold it!
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it, it made it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did to fool the security camera. Oh shit, someone called. 1 second, be right back. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this fucking bell. It scares me every time someone tries to bell. Okay. Okay, my pulse at least at 180. Okay, and the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. I knew I was right that someone left it there, like, intentionally. That made absolute sense. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could he could have... I can read words. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before. Ah, Officer Marshall. So that was the 7777 number, like ID number. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out.
Hold it!
You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his race this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? What was the 7 number? Where's it? This one. The ID. Someone unknown went through. Wait, it has to be... No, that had to be the same number. That is still no. That's so. Bruceman. And when did Bruceman open it? Not on February 21st, perhaps. And it's still an unknown contributor or like unknown unknown entity that entered the evidence room. And I was wrong. My train progress, my thought progress doesn't work out. Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew Eris wouldn't be caught on camera. It wasn't a murderer. So you did your research beforehand. Those who get into desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So, what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on the tape is me. And I am not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Oh my... Oh, okay. Okay, sure. What? Miss Sedgeworth, what is that? What was the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Yeah, well, what was the evidence? Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It is a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do it? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you are an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not the salary cut are a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Oh no, I know. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is that he deserved his sentence. By the way, it was like a death sentence. I remember Joe Drake case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Fair enough. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should press him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved in here is related in some way or not, some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Because, buddy, you...
Objection!
There we go. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah. I'm sure you heard that name. 2 years ago. What? He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? Wait. Was it? Can we see it? Or is it not one of the names in Manfred van Kamer, Sierra Rennick? Okay, limited. It doesn't tell us all the winners. He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murder with Daman Gant, the deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Drake and was killed. That was the first time Drake left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arranged and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the record says. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. It was the last day of the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the results, Officer Marshall? Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned... Okay, different. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him So he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than that, just that. So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murderer... It's already 2:30. The murderer in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. Sit! No.
Objection!
But wait. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained a mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me the spoil got a draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt in that. In it. What? I don't know. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye, and the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. Hold up. Fucking bullshit ass motherfucker. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The department murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Anna guilty. No way. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Ooh. Your Honor, wait. She wasn't. No. No. Oh no. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? In a sense, please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh wow, he is generous. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Drake killings. Now that she mentions it, the name of both Skye sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. It left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you are a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regards to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, the handprint was discovered around here and was blocked by the blue badge. Oh no. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with this blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there have been something I'm missing? Fucking hell, if I know. No, that's the wrong one. One thing that's an issue, if we check this one. I don't even need to do it that far. Fuck, I wanted to stop. Is that this is the case behind the blue badger. The blue badger is being covers so much. Oh my goodness. Mr. Meekins. What would be the problem? What would be the problem? Ah! Shit! And I wanted to make a short stream my ass. Could it be something I'm missing? I should... With what? What can we say? What? Yeah, Bruce Willis and Mr. McKinsey, Miles. I am lost for words. And I'm hungry, shit. Oh no, that's not good, that's not good. Okay, I will say I will just object, just because of it. I don't have... I need...
Objection!
The handprint left on the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you are grasping. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? Wait, the blue badger? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here. got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? It has to be Blue Badger. It was in a video, but it wasn't in the... What about the piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, he is blocking a lot of area. Holy shit. Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker. What? So that means... Just exactly what does this mean? It means it can't be done. What you're saying, blood traces are undeniably found at the locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So, that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Oh. Yeah, it is fucking Demon Gaunt. We got him. How? Not yet, but we will get him. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may seem far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. With the amazing 3D animations, I love it. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone led prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
Objection!
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
Objection!
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it really take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be present. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows the first crime took place? It has to be the ID record.
Take that!
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card recorder. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 5:50. If the crime took place before that time, then it would have been 4:40. Ah. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you have the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure it out. I couldn't have been me. Nope. I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the illuminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. But the real murderer, I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Miles Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7,077,777,777. Talk about the lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with the lucky number 7. Miles Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is... Okay, that's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of the ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID numbers belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called exclusive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
Objection!
No way. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
Objection!
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your old little executive. Lana?
Objection!
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7. Don't play a fool. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I asked. All I wanted to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh no. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At that time, we occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Oh no. Man! Okay. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, what were you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why wouldn't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserves. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Ah, goodness. See, that's what I'm talking about. No, no! Oh yeah. Lana's remarks caused such an uproar, the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Okay. To be continued. Okay! So... Yeah. Yeah, no, we're gonna save. We're gonna save and then we're gonna stop continuing. Save. Okay, we're gonna just back. And yes. That's the... Oh my goodness. Okay. Short stream, my ass. I thought I wanted to make a short stream, but it's gonna be very close. I have... Oh... Golly gosh. With that... Thank you very much for everyone who joined. Thank you everyone who also chatted a little bit. Much appreciated. Okay, with that, I have to say... Golly gosh. It was a lot. Like, it's always a lot. That's, I think, the idea of the game. You think you have... It's a good trial, yeah. This time, actually, okay, at least, like, Marshall, like, cooperated to some extent. Much better than fucking... what was her star? Miss Angel Star. Okay, with that, it's definitely to be continued, and we're gonna conclude it on Wednesday. Hell yeah! Finally! No, it just... Oh man. Yeah, that's definitely... Oh, yes. Okay, with that, thank you for everyone who joined. Thank you very much for Scepter for the first chat. Also, thank you very much for Blob to jump in as well. Elias, hopefully you had a good night's rest. And thank you everyone who lurked as well. Everyone is welcome, lurkers or not. With that, I would like to say goodbye to everyone. We will finish the trial. We will find a verdict that is fair and deserved. And we will find the solution to this mystery and the reasons to why everything has occurred. And oh boy, I can't wait to put Gant into the prison. So, like, for some reason, he's like, I would like to, similar to Angel Star, just shove him into the corner and not let him out ever again. Even I don't have evidence for Gant, but he's okay. I need to calm down. I think I'm preparing the anger that I will feel when I'm gonna meet him. I know I'm gonna meet him. I know he's gonna be on a witness stand. And I know he's gonna need to talk about not only about the recent murders, but also about the SL9 incident. He has to. Holy shit. Okay. Then I say goodbye. Stay safe. And we're gonna see each other on